Once upon a time, in a quiet valley full of colorful flowers and soft spring winds, there lived a kind couple who loved each other very much. Their greatest wish was to one day hold a child of their own. Every night they would look at the stars and whisper their dream to the sky, hoping that one day their prayers would be heard. One bright morning, their dream finally came true. The woman discovered she was expecting a baby. Overjoyed, she ran to her husband and cried out, "It's a miracle! We're going to have a baby!" The man hugged her with tears in his eyes. From that day on, their hearts overflowed with joy and hope. As the months passed, the woman began craving something unusual, the crisp green lettuce that grew in their neighbor's garden. Her husband grew uneasy, for that garden did not belong to just anyone. It was owned by the witch Camilla, the most feared woman in the valley. Camilla never spoke kindly to anyone and lived alone behind tall iron gates in a crooked little house filled with golden treasures, a golden chair, a golden mirror, even golden plates. But though she was surrounded by gold, her heart was cold and empty. One night, desperate to make his wife happy, the man gathered his courage. Under the silver light of the moon, he climbed over Camilla's garden wall and began picking a few leaves of lettuce. But just as he turned to leave, a voice echoed through the darkness. "You! How dare you steal from my garden?" The man froze in fear. The witch stood before him, her eyes blazing like fire. Trembling, he fell to his knees and begged for forgiveness. "Please, my wife is pregnant and she longed for this lettuce. I only wanted to make her happy." Camilla stared at him for a moment, then smiled cruelly. "Very well," she said softly, "take the lettuce. But when your child is born, if her hair shines like gold, you will give her to me." The man's heart nearly stopped, but terrified, he nodded. He had no choice but to accept the witch's deal. Months later, a beautiful baby girl was born. Her eyes were blue as the summer sky, and her hair glowed like pure gold. The couple named her Rapunzel, but as soon as they saw her golden hair, they remembered their terrible promise. Before long, the witch Camilla appeared, took the baby from their trembling arms, and vanished into the forest. Camilla raised Rapunzel in a tall stone tower hidden deep within the woods. The tower had no stairs, no doors, and only one small window at the very top. There Rapunzel grew up, never knowing the world outside. She took her first steps in that tower, spoke her first words there, and learned to sing to the birds through the window. Every day she gazed out at the trees and clouds, longing to touch the earth and run free beneath the open sky. Her golden hair grew longer and longer, shining like sunlight. The greedy witch would collect her fallen strands and melt them in her magic cauldron to make gold. Her hunger for wealth was endless, and she never allowed Rapunzel to cut her hair. Whenever Camilla wished to visit, she would stand below the tower and call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." Rapunzel would let her long hair fall like a golden rope so Camilla could climb up. The witch would often warn her, "The world outside is full of monsters. I keep you here to protect you." And Rapunzel, frightened and lonely, believed her every word. She stayed in her tower, singing softly to the wind, not knowing that one day her voice would change her life forever. One sunny afternoon, a young prince rode through the forest. As he rested near a stream, he heard a voice so pure and beautiful that he stopped in awe. Following the sound, he came upon a tall stone tower with a single window high above the ground. He looked up and saw a girl with golden hair singing to the sky. The prince called out, but she could not hear him. He searched for a way in, but found none. Then, from behind the trees, he saw the witch approaching and quickly hid behind the bushes. Camilla stood below the tower and shouted, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." The golden braid tumbled from the window, and the witch climbed up until she disappeared inside. The prince waited until she was gone, then came closer and tried the same. Standing beneath the tower, he called softly, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." The braid fell, and the prince climbed up with care. When Rapunzel saw a stranger instead of the witch, she gasped in fear. "Who are you? How did you get here?" she cried. The prince smiled kindly and said, "Don't be afraid. I followed your song. I only wish to help you." He told her about the world outside, about the warmth of the sun, the songs of birds, the smell of flowers, and the joy of running free through green meadows. Rapunzel listened with wonder. It was the first time anyone had ever told her about the world beyond her window. The prince promised to return, and he did, every day. Each time he brought her pieces of silk, and together they began to braid a long rope, strong enough to climb down and escape. As they worked, they talked and laughed, and for the first time, Rapunzel felt truly happy. She dreamed of the day she would be free. But one evening, the witch arrived earlier than usual. The prince had just enough time to hide before Camilla appeared. As always, the witch called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair," and climbed up slowly. When she began brushing Rapunzel's hair roughly, she winced and said without thinking, "The prince climbs faster than you, and he doesn't pull my hair so hard." The witch froze. Her eyes darkened. "The prince?" she hissed. "You dared to let someone else into my tower?" Rapunzel gasped, realizing what she had done. The witch's face twisted in rage. She grabbed a pair of silver scissors and with one cruel snip, cut off Rapunzel's golden hair. "You will never see him again," she shouted. At that very moment, the prince stepped from hiding. "Enough!" he cried. "You will hurt her no more." He snatched the scissors from the witch's hand and threw them out the window. Together, he and Rapunzel tied the witch with the rope they had made and quickly climbed down the tower. For the first time, Rapunzel's feet touched the grass. She felt the earth beneath her and tears filled her eyes. She was free. The prince took her to his horse, and they rode for 3 days and 3 nights through forests and meadows until they reached his kingdom. When they told the king and queen their story, the queen was moved to tears. She told them that years ago she had heard of an old couple who had lost their golden-haired baby to a witch. Rapunzel and the prince followed her directions and found the small cottage at the edge of the valley. When the door opened, the old couple stood frozen. They saw the girl with shining golden hair and blue eyes and cried out, "Rapunzel, our daughter!" Rapunzel rushed into their arms, and they held each other, weeping with joy. After all the years of loneliness, Rapunzel had found her true home. Months later, Rapunzel and the prince were married in a grand celebration. The kingdom filled with music, flowers, and laughter. The bells rang joyfully as the people cheered for their kind prince and his golden-haired bride. As for the witch Camilla, she was locked in her own tower forever, where no magic could help her escape. Her gold turned dull, her spells lost power, and she spent her days alone, trapped in the same walls she had built for others. From that day forward, Rapunzel lived happily with her family and her prince. Every night when the moonlight touched her hair, it glowed softly, a reminder of hope, courage, and freedom. And now, dear dreamer, the stars are fading and the night grows still. Our story has come to an end, but the magic of dreams is just beginning. Remember, like Rapunzel, you too carry bravery and kindness within your heart. Close your eyes now, let the moonlight guide your dreams, and drift away to a place where love shines brighter than gold. Good night, little one. Sweet dreams. From Nini Nights, where stories make dreams sparkle.